Donald Trump has largely been able to use his indictments to his advantage in order to rally his base. This is undoubtedly a scenario that he had hoped to avoid. A D.C. judge has set a trial in the federal case charging the former president with attempting to overturn the 2020 election. It'll be on March 4th of 2024. That is, of course, before both the GOP primary, Super Tuesday, and before the presidential election as well. From the consequences, then, we'll cross now to The Guardian's Washington bureau chief, David Smith. Hi, David. So does this trial date in this specific case then come as a surprise?
I think it certainly does to Donald Trump's legal team, who had been arguing here that they have millions of documents to go through, and they were actually asking for a trial in 2026 that was certainly gilding the lily a bit and somewhat speculative. Meanwhile, Jack Smith, the special counsel investigating this for the Justice Department, had asked for January next year. So I think he'll be the happier of the two with this date, which is, as you say, just before, literally a day before Super Tuesday, when more than a dozen states vote in the Republican primary election. We will get that very dramatic contrast between Donald Trump, the candidate, and Donald Trump, the criminally accused, potentially in a courthouse when his rivals are campaigning. And of course, this is just one of the trials he's up against. This could be extremely serious. This one, of course, is about conspiracy to potentially overthrow the 2020 election. He has been protesting his innocence, claiming he's the victim of a deep state conspiracy. And Judge Tanya Chutkan, overseeing this case, said, look, it doesn't matter who you are, you have to make the scheduling work when you're about to stand trial.
So, as you mentioned there, David, Donald Trump is also, of course, awaiting 3 other trial dates in his 3 other indictments. So what does this mean then for the election?
This calendar is going to get extremely crowded, and it's still not especially clear how it will all work. Donald Trump, of course, also facing an indictment in the state of Georgia over the 2020 election, and the district attorney, Fannie Willis, there had also asked for the date of March the 4th, and I think it's safe to assume we won't get both trials starting at the same time. There may be a delay in that one because just yesterday we saw Mark Meadows, former White House chief of staff, actually testifying in open court, trying to get that case or his case switched from the state level to the federal level, which might work more favorably. So we'll see how that goes and if Trump tries the same thing. Meanwhile, of course, there's also the indictment over retention of classified documents, and we're expecting that as well early next year as a potential clash. And then also currently scheduled for late March, we have the hush money payments to former adult film star Stormy Daniels due to be heard in a New York court. It's really a tremendous collision of all these court dates with the presidential election calendar. But if past his prologue, then what we also know is that these big television events of Donald Trump going to court actually give him a boost in support and fundraising in the Republican primary, and his rivals get quite nervous about trying to exploit it.